Hey guys, what's going on? Brendan Miller here, back with another video, and today I'm actually shooting outside. We got a little bit of sunshine over there, and you know, we got temperatures in the upper 30s, which is great. But I'm not here to make a video about Ohio weather and how crummy it is. I am here to make a video about 3 weird lures I bought off Amazon. Ever since I was a child, I've been fascinated by different types of lures some might call weird. Now, the first bait I purchased off eBay was this bait right here, and upon first inspection, it's insanely weird. Not only is the design weird, but the also construction is weird. This bait looks like a really weird Buzzbait, except it's got this inline spinner type design with this really weird, creepy looking plastic frog on the front, and overall construction of this bait is insanely cheap. Everything feels like it's getting ready to fall apart. The metal support, as you can see, is extremely flexible and flimsy. I don't know if I can bend it back. It came in a 3-pack, so that's pretty good. But the construction of this bait just seems pathetic. It's got a single hook that kind of free floats back here with one of these really annoying weed guards. These are like the spring-loaded ones. I hate these things. In fact, if I get a jig or something with this kind of weed guard, I usually just clip it off because I think it really hampers the hookup ratio. And honestly, guys, I don't know how good the hookup ratio on a bait like this would be. I don't even know how good the action of this bait's going to be. It seems like the kind of bait that would just pinwheel through the water without much action. But again, that remains to be seen. I'm going to test this bait out and we'll see what it's all about. But overall, this bait is weird in a really bad way. Now, the next bait I picked up is the Airplane Jig by Northland Fishing Tackle. And this bait is weird because it has these 2 wings off to the side of the main jig head. It kind of looks like a plane. It has a hand-tied skirt. That looks really nice, actually, and it's got this little stinger treble hook attached with some wire cable to the back. The overall construction of this bait is actually very good. It feels very well built. I'm just curious to see what these little fins are going to do for the action of this bait, and like I said, we'll be testing the actions of these baits later on in the video. If this bait has a really good action, I could see myself throwing this kind of jig in cold water scenarios. Kind of like, you know, right now. Now, the last lure I picked up off eBay has a very special place in my heart. This is a bait that I've had some history with in the past. It is this bait right here, the Vibra Bat. I don't know who makes this, but it's a fairly old lure. When I was a kid, I used to hunt around flea markets and garage sales looking for old tackle boxes filled with lures, and one of the tackle boxes I purchased happened to have one of these baits in it. But when I saw this bait on eBay, I had to pick it up. This bait is the most unique bait I've ever seen. It has a really interesting design. As you can see, it's an all metal design with a matte black finish. It also has 2 hooks in the back and 3 line ties up in the front to adjust the angle of the bait, and it has a very interesting bat shape to it that I've never seen on any lure before, and I'm curious to see what this bait is going to look like in the water. So there you go, guys. Those are the 3 baits that I bought off eBay, and they're all weird in their own rights. Now it's time to put them in some water and see how they perform. And by water, I mean my bathtub, because like I said, everything around here is frozen solid. So with that in mind, let's do that right now. Now, starting off with this weird buzzbait type bait, I did not have a whole lot of expectations going into this test, but I was quite surprised. This bait actually has a decent buzzing action on the surface of the water. The frog helps stabilize the bait so it doesn't pinwheel in a circle when it goes through the water, which I thought would be one of the main downfalls of this bait. So overall, the bait actually has a decent action. Granted, it is very cheaply built, and I don't know how well it will withstand to a fish, and I don't even know if the hookup ratios are that good with that weird swiveling hook thing on the back, but nevertheless, this bait does have a decent action. Now on to the jig. I was pleasantly surprised with this one as well. The airplane wings on the side give it a very natural gliding action and somewhat of an erratic spinning action at times. That's really cool. I can see myself using this bait when I'm fishing in cold water scenarios, like I said. The action is a little more subtle than I thought it was going to be, but I think that's the intent of the people that made this bait. Like I said, a subtle jig that moves erratically and drops and dives in different directions is definitely going to get the attention of fish when they're in a stubborn mood and not willing to feed. And last but not least, guys, the Vibra Bat Lure. How did it fare in the water? It fared amazingly. I've never seen action like this. This bait has an incredible pulsing action through the water. It puts off a ton of vibration. I was fishing in a fairly small space in my bathtub, but this bait put off an insane amount of vibration. The water was literally boiling as it went by. It's got a crazy action. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm definitely going to try and use this bait once we get some better weather here and the lakes thaw. I'm going to be throwing this bait. I'm going to see if I can catch some fish with it. Overall, this was my favorite bait I tested all day. This Vibra Bat right here, super cool bait. and it really blew me away. So guys, there you go. Those are 3 weird lures I found off eBay, and despite their weirdness, they actually all performed fairly well under my testing conditions. Like I said, I just was throwing them in my bathtub, and so take that with a grain of salt, and I haven't actually caught any fish with them, but overall they seem like decent baits. If you guys want to see more videos like this where I find 3 weird lures off Amazon or eBay, and I order them, review them, and test them out, let me know in the comments below. I definitely like to keep making this kind of video. It's interesting for me, and hopefully it's interesting for you. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like this video, you know, because you can do that. You can also subscribe by hitting this thing right here, and check out my last video right here. And if you want to support the channel, you can check out my t-shirt line right there. I just dropped a new design. I think it's pretty cool. You may not think it's cool, but if you want to support the channel, you can check it out. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, stay hooked. I'll see you later.